Good afternoon, New Zealand. Beautiful, beautiful Springs Day here in Christchurch, and just thought it was worth having a bit of a yarn. It's been a wee while since I have caught up with you all on a live. We've got a few notes here to get through. Outside, enjoying the sun. So yeah, let's get amongst it as we wait for my neighbour to leave. Apologies, that's good timing. As we've got the traffic noise there. Sure they will leave just a moment as they back out, but you know, as per usual, so much stuff is going on in New Zealand at the moment when it comes to politics, both local and central, and yeah, definitely worth having a bit of a yarn about. Three Waters reforms continue unabated. The process of centralising our health system, that's continuing on as well. It's a long journey, and of course local body elections, that's campaigning is ramped up since papers went out and candidate nomination closed. What is this thing doing? Let's get a grip of that. Sorry team, we've lost control of the camera. Let's bring it back. And we head towards October the 8th, which is the date for where obviously voting closes for local body elections. That's the final day. Now, I cannot remember such widespread interest in our council elections. You always used to just vote for that friendly neighbourhood face and local public servant that's done their time, and been around for years and decades, if not decades, if you voted at all. As interest has always been historically low in these things. It also didn't seem to have that much of an effect on how your ward was managed. Of course, I may well not have been that interested myself, full stop, so my perception may be out somewhat with that. But what we've seen this cycle, of course, with a large swathe of experienced councillors stepping down, that's the first part, coupled with incredible mainstream and alternative media coverage, both negative and the positive around all of this. These candidates, they think differently to the current left-wing narrative right across our country, almost always in a manner which attempts to discredit them. This has been rather eye-opening. It feels as though local democracy has never mattered so much as it does right now at this point. And you're right, Jeff, definitely be voting, and this is one of the times I think it is super important to do so. The shaky phone recorded 50 seconds from the recent council candidates address that I posted late last week. It's only been 2 or 3 days since that's been up, where the MC asked the candidates to share their V status by standing up. That has officially gone viral, team. It's been viewed over 27,000 times in 3 days. Sadly, this is reflective of what is happening at these meetings up and down the country, with a recent Dunedin meeting asking through questionnaire before sitting down to actually participate in the meeting, people's vaccination status as well. Before the MC also brought it up in front of the crowd. Let's get this. This camera is giving me arse, but anyway, we'll get amongst it. The announcement of the dropping of the last of the COVID restrictions last week may well have eased many of thousands of Kiwis' minds as well. And given the perception that finally, once and for all of this nonsense is finally over. Only 6 months behind the rest of the world, however, it is clear that the issue is not dead at all in the minds of those who wish to weaponise it for further division, and these incidences at these council meetings are clear, evidence of that. At a local democratic level. I urge all of you amazing people out there to get amongst it, as I said earlier, and get voting in these local council elections. I see it as critical at this point in time. Do your research, vote for who you personally think will benefit you and your community the most. Just participate in the democratic process as you see fit and as you know how to do. Kiwis should be given far more trust in making these kind of decisions themselves than what the mainstream media and existing council structures have given them credit for, with some of the publicity that's been out there. One of the local mayor candidates here in Christchurch has taken out a full-page ad in the press and actually listed all the people that he supports and that would be a part of his council. So it's real interesting times, pre-picking candidates from a local mayor contender. Really, really odd. Something else I wanted to quickly go over though and comment on as well. Not sure many of you out there are aware of what's been going on, or have picked it up, but there's currently an event going on over in Vienna, in Austria, for freedom-based media called let's hold this up so if I can get a better picture for you there. The Better Way Conference, New Zealand's independent media types. So that's Chantal and Leighton Baker and Sue Gray, who's being regarded as representing us over there. So Vienna, Austria, Better Way Conference is what it's called. Now, I use the term represented fairly lightly, of course. Some may agree, some may not. According to Chantal on a recent Life for Operation People, they were sponsored to get over there. So I've been asked that by a number of people what the story was there. Chantal clearly stated that they wasn't on their radar, wasn't in their budget to get over to Vienna, and they had their flights and accommodation paid for. So that's interesting. Not good, not bad, just interesting. Just saying it's interesting that that there's an organisation out there that's got the ability to fundraise to the extent that they can pay for flights and accommodation for a couple of New Zealand's leading independent media types to get over there. From the shaky lives and commenting I've seen on both Chantal's and Sue's pages, that's Operation People and Outdoors and Freedom Party, it is quite hard to pick up the purpose of all of the event though. So if I want to get slightly negative on it, I'm not too sure what exactly they're trying to achieve in terms of outcomes, what the outcome focus is of the conference. Obviously, if you're going to be attending such a thing, you don't want it to be seen or perceived as just a Davos for freedom-minded people or anything like that. We're all about getting outcomes amongst this. So the crowd at the speeches of the events yesterday seemed to be around sort of 200 or 300 odd based on Sue Gray's lives, and there is a protest rally that was held in downtown Vienna as well. Various doctors and other speakers I have personally not heard of. They were there in attendance. Let me move to my second page of notes, people. I realise that this is probably coming across as a little sour grapes or negative from me. Take that as you will. But I guess the perception of the event from the bits and pieces that I've picked up on the interwebs has been one of elitism. Like, as I said, I hate to compare it, but like a Davos for freedom media. But I'm super keen to see, that's only my perception on a brief look at the thing. I'm keen to see what comes out of the event in terms of action. Funding models for independent media, that'd be a key one, a great outcome if we could figure out a way for funding all of these people that are doing wonderful work in the independent media space. That would be key for me to assist in the growth of the community. What about further unifying action? What actions are we going to be taking? What events are going to be putting on for unifying people? Because the division is obviously one of the main issues that we've got going on at the moment. Addressing the division within the freedom movement. So, it's permeated right from the beginning, but it's become more and more so recently, I feel, division within the freedom movement itself. And how do we deal with censorship? What are the plans to deal with that? Now, I'm not saying that they're not talking about these things. Could be on the program there. But I'd love to see some outcomes come out of that conference. I look forward to hopefully hearing these positive outcomes going forward. So on that note, though, speaking of positive outcomes, I wanted to use this live to shift the vibes of Kiwi Voice somewhat. It's so easy to sink into the darkness when covering and discussing local, central and worldwide politics, as you could probably understand. And there's so much of what is going on has that energy about it. It just does. The darkness is out there with all these globalist organisations and the division that's been caused in local and central governments, etc. A divisive Labour government that refuses to listen to the people here at home and the continued push of globalist agendas abroad, filtering through to New Zealand, it will do that. There is so much to talk about. However, I think that anyone with a platform of any kind whether it be us here at Kiwi Voice with our 8,000 followers who just ticked over in the weekend. Thank you, everyone. It's a nice little milestone. The Chantel Bakers and Leighton Bakers of the world, Farmer James doing great work, Zeb Jackson also doing fantastic work out there, speakers at a march, or just you lovely people in conversations with friends and family. We can all work to bring a more positive, solutions-focused mindset to how we stand up and speak out. So going forward, at least for the next wee while, I'm going to do my best to seek out more positive news to comment on, or when further governmental, local or international nonsense does need discussing, which it will, of course, and it is day by day, attempting to do this from a more positive perspective wherever possible. I also understand that you can't always flip things around to the positive. Some things are just flat out negative or dark or concerning, but absolutely wherever possible we're going to flick it in the positive. I've always done whatever I can here at Kiwi Voice to bridge the divide that continues to grow in this country, and will continue to hold out my hand to those I disagree with and those that bring hate, either through the comments or in person. I don't think there is enough of this being done personally, so let's see how that goes. Well, we've lost control of the camera. Let's bring that back. Alright, bring it back. Sorry about that, people. So let's see how that goes. As usual, by all means, continue to flick us a message, email, whatever you like, if you have any ideas for stories to be covered, or any that need looking into. So that was my yarn for today, team. I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to tune in and hang out. It's literally my opinion. It's just conversations and thoughts here on this gorgeous, sunny 20-degree day here in Christchurch. So look out for a bit of a shift and potentially the angle and the way that we try and cover things here on Kiwi Voice. We're still going to do our best to stand up, speak out about all issues, local and global. We're still going to interview, talk to and for everyday Kiwis right across New Zealand. We've got more local council candidates that are lined up or also just need contacted by me to get amongst the conversation here, give them some airtime. We've had a fantastic response to the Wizard interview. So all still coming for you, but we're going to try and shift the vibes, shift the energy, just something a little more positive. And when I do my local and international news roundups, we're going to do our best to focus on some of the positive outcomes that are out there as well, and just get a bit more positive energy out there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. That's us for now. If you love what we do, by all means, chuck some stars our way. Head over to yourkiwivoice.co.nz and see what's going on over there, where we keep all our content as well. Share these links around. For now, team, stay safe, stay free. We'll see you again real soon.